Okay, let's tackle everything that's happened today. Gideon Levy is joining us, a columnist at Haaretz newspaper, and here in the studio, Ross Harrison, a senior fellow at the Middle East Institute in Washington, D.C., and author of that book we keep mentioning, Decoding Iran's Foreign Policy. Ross, great to have you with us. Gideon, I'm going to start with you, if I may, first of all. Let's talk about Trump's announcement and the fact that Iran has said, well, it's never happened, it's all fake news. Do you see that there's any potential for this to yield results?
Definitely. I would take his words this time very seriously, and I think so do the decision makers in Israel. They take it very seriously. Something is being cooked behind the scenes, and hopefully, he spoke tonight with such devotion and such a commitment that I can't imagine myself that it's all fake and he's inventing all this. No way, even though the Iranians keep up denying everything. But I think it is very serious, and I think we are closer than ever to end this war.
But Gideon, what do you think about the alternative theory that actually he's just buying time for troops to arrive? We've got those ground troops on their way, not very far away now, that could end up being in the Gulf in the next couple of days.
First of all, I don't know. But if he does so, it's really low and cheap. He's the president of the United States. You don't play games. We are dealing here with human lives, with soldiers, with army, with destiny of millions of people. I hope it is serious. I really hope. I have obviously no evidences to prove it, but my gut feeling is that it is serious.
Ross, what are your thoughts? Trump has said that, okay, we're not going to attack energy infrastructure and it's going to be a delay for 5 days. But actually, we have to remember that is illegal under international law, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. I think it's important to say, Nick, that we were talking about the fact that this is a U.S. president and that there's a certain kind of dignity of the office and certain trust that goes with that office. I think it's important to understand that those norms were established after World War II. International institutions, international norms, the International Court of Justice. The way I think about this, Nick, sadly, particularly since I've been here, is that we're going back to a bit of an earlier age, before those norms were established. And if you study history, brutality, naked brutality was the norm oftentimes. So I think it's important to not just think about the moment and what we've experienced in terms of norms since World War II, but also go back and think about Shakespeare, I mentioned earlier King Lear, in terms of where egos override values. So I am I would hope that what is being said here is correct in terms of this being sincere. And I think the other piece, even if it is sincere, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. I think there's a mismatch in terms of understanding the modalities and realities that are being faced. Because if you think about it, Donald Trump has miscalculated Iranian intentions and Iranian motivation all along. And the type of expertise that's required to move from this moment, where we're engrossed in an incredibly complex regional situation, the move from that to a ceasefire to peace is complex. And I don't see that they have the bench strength in the administration, or I worry about that. I hope
it seems a long way over the horizon at the moment, doesn't it? Perhaps it's hoved a little closer to view, but it's still a long way off.
That's right.
And an important part of all those players, Gideon, of course, is Israel. How does any potential resolution or not, mesh or not, with what Benjamin Netanyahu wants?
So, first of all, everyone keeps silent right now. The officials don't speak, which gives more weight to the assumption that it is serious. It's very well known that Netanyahu would like this war to continue, the same like he wanted the war in Gaza to continue, as much as he wants the war in Lebanon to continue. I remind you and your viewers that the war in Gaza, the ceasefire was reached against Netanyahu's position, but he had to follow the American line. In Iran, it will be much, much more obvious. As I said before, and I repeat again, Israel cannot conduct the war against Iran without the collaboration of the United States, military, financially, any political support. Israel cannot conduct it alone. No, even technically not. if it's only for the fueling of the endless airplanes who go back and forth to Iran to bomb there. So Israel will have to, bite its lips and, as we say in Hebrew, and agree and follow everything that Donald Trump will tell Israel.
All right, Ross, riven throughout this whole problem is the issue of trust and how much Iran can trust the United States in any forthcoming talks, should they happen, because the United States have walked away twice from talks and launched strikes on Iran in the middle of talks, purportedly in the last one, when they're on the brink of success.
Not only that, Nick, but a number of years ago, about 11 years ago, there was a thing called the JCPOA, the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, the Iran nuclear deal. And that was established, signed by all the members of the permanent members of the Security Council, plus Germany and Iran. And a few years later, Donald Trump walked away from that nuclear deal. So there was a trust issue. Then in 2020, as you indicated, 2025, during the war, there was negotiations, this one too. But I think the other piece of it that's even more profound is the elimination strategy that's taken place. The desire to eliminate any layer of leadership that could be trustworthy. And let's face it, I mean, the fact that these leaders are under siege, and I think it's important to say also, Nick, that what's happening now, I believe, is a trend that was in existence over the last number of years, which is moving Iran to a securitized state. That trend, that's nothing new. That's been happening. But now this is being forged under fire. And I think at the end of this, whether it's Qalibaf, apparently the senior leader is Qalibaf, the Speaker of the Parliament at Majlis. But the next generation of leaders is going to be very nationalistic and very seared by the lessons of this war, not by the lessons of previous war. And so trust is going to be a factor. But I think it's also trust in their own, they're going to have to trust, they have to trust their own deterrence capability rather than trust the motivations of other actors, I think is the way I'd like to leave it.
All right, gentlemen, run out of time. We're going to have to leave it there for now. Gideon Levy there in Tel Aviv, very much appreciate it. And Ross Harrison here in the studio. More to come from you both at some point in time. Thanks very much.